All right, motherfuckers, it's Master Marks, and I'm coming back with another motherfucking live goddamn motherfucking video. And today, we definitely have us some motherfucking shit to talk about. Today's video is titled The Rise and Fail of AEW. And I'm going to say it one more time for you AEW sexuals in the back and you non-AEW pack smokers. Shout out to all my AEW pack smokers in this motherfucker. The rise and fail of AEW. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rise and the fail of AEW. So the company officially started, January 1st, 2019, blah, 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 blah. They had all of these fucking fancy things where they had a presser and they had Jericho and they had Cody fucking bitch Blonde Rhodes and the Young Sucks, the Young Fucks, and Kenny Shit Omega, Sex Doll Kenny, and all of these signings, and Britt Baker, and all these people. They had that presser, and here we are. Fast forward to what today is, 12/6 of 2021, and AEW has absolutely done nothing for the wrestling business. Absolutely done fucking nothing. I mean, they haven't moved the needle. They haven't followed anything that they said that they were going to do. They have failed. This is the rise and fail of AEW. And let's talk about a few things that they said. I mean, they talked about how they were going to have better storylines than WWE and blah, 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 and let characters be characters. But why does none of the wrestlers in AEW have any charisma, any character, and all they do is wrestle fucking boring ass, stupid lunchroom matches? And if y'all hear that wind in the background, it's fucking windy as hell in my town. So that's the reason why you hear it go. But for real, they haven't had any better storylines. Let's talk about one storyline. Do y'all remember when Miro was in, or Rusev, Miro, whatever the fuck he wants to be called? Do y'all remember when he was in WWE and he was in a storyline where Bobby Lashley was trying to get married or something to Lana? And then he left WWE, went to AEW, and they did the same fucking storyline? They did the same storyline? Or how Aleister Black was in WWE and he was talking about the House of Black and this character, the Black Father or whatever the fuck he wanted to be called. And then he went to AEW and did the same exact thing. Or Matt Hardy doing the woken, broken, choking fucking character in WWE, then going to AEW. Well, he did it in TNA too as well. So I guess that maybe don't count. But their storylines just aren't fucking good. Tony Khan can't write a show. He can't book a show. He can't fucking organize a fucking show. I mean, he can't even organize a fucking football team. So he's not going to be able to organize no whole wrestling promotion. Come on. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What happened to all this shit that they used to talk about, how it was going to have a sports feel and how wins will matter? And it's just these wrestlers win these matches and it means absolutely fucking nothing. To win the AEW title means absolutely fucking nothing. That just means that you're the newest, biggest jobber on the indie scene. The AEW title has zero prestige behind it. Kenny Omega was the AEW champion for a year and a half, and it made the title less prestigious. Less. So I'm just so confused. I'm so confused. The title is literally not there's no prestige behind the title. And they did all this talking about how all these wins would matter, and they don't fucking matter. The shit doesn't matter. It's literally just a pop fest. They signed 20,000 motherfucking wrestlers and still can't get over 2 million fucking people watching the fucking show. Who else do they need to sign to make people watch the show? Because signing Okada is not going to cut it. Most people who watch Okada don't even speak English. So that's not going to cut it. And I know cocksucking Dave Meltzer, he would probably say it would cut it, but it ain't. This is the rise and fall of AEW. They rose to the top of whatever they rose to, and then they fucking failed. And they kept giving false promises after false promises after false promises. And they have terrible fucking women's wrestling. And it's like, honestly, I feel like AEW is just a show to put over the elite. Because it ain't putting nobody else over. It ain't putting Sonny Kiss over. It don't put Jungle Boy over. Sammy Guevara, whatever the fuck his name is, whatever, I guess he got put over by holding the Jobbers title. But he is a cruiserweight, so he should have a cruiserweight title. Even though the AEW Heavyweight Championship is still a Jobbers fucking title to me. Brian Cage ain't doing the motherfucking thing. I can't even think of the guy who got beat by CM Punk, like the black dude. What was his name? Powerhouse Hobbs. These wrestlers aren't getting anywhere. This company isn't growing. Only people who are growing in the business of wrestling is the elite. And I'm not even talking about the blonde bitch of the elite, Cody Rhodes, who for some reason decided to set a table on fire for what reason and still get under 2 million views. Still get people not watching the fucking show. You can set it. Cody Rhodes can set himself on fire like they did Bray Wyatt when they set Bray Wyatt on fire on live TV. Cody Rhodes could do that, and it's still not going to get no motherfucking views. This is the rise and fail of AEW. AEW has failed. I don't give a fuck if they've been around for 2 years, 6 years, 7 years. They haven't grown at all. Like, people watch shows on Netflix, right? And it becomes the #1 show on Netflix. And the show be out for 2 months. AEW been out for 2 fucking years. Almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. And it has no success. It's still getting beat. Like the new show that they brought out, Rampage, get beat by NXT. A bunch of motherfuckers that nobody knows. Not a lot of people know who Braun Breaker is. Or Carmelo Hayes. Those people don't know who these people are. And their second show is getting beat by NXT, which is for people who are up and coming, like training to become superstars. And not to mention, they women's wrestling is fucking trash. Their women's wrestling is not good. They should have gave Britt Baker the title and she should have been the only champion. Because they don't have anybody else inside of their female roster that can hold the championship. And Britt is not even good in the ring. She just got charisma. Because, like, everybody else, what the fuck they gonna do? Get a belt to Ruby Soho? She gonna be the new champion? Like, they women's wrestling is terrible. And that's something that they was talking about how they was gonna focus on, women's wrestling. But to be honest, I think it's just something that Brandy Rose wanted to be in charge of so she could just be like a fake-ass Stephanie McMahon. Knowing damn well she not Stephanie McMahon because she can't step in Stephanie McMahon's shoes. Stephanie McMahon step in boss shoes. And Brandy Rose fucks Cody Rhodes. So, she fucks a blind bitch. So, it's just like they can't walk in the same line. Not to mention, and this is another thing, they got too many fucking wrestlers. And just like my boy Johnny said, this is like WCW 2.0, except here's the thing. This is the difference between WCW and AEW. This is WCW 2.0 without true fucking stars. There's no Goldberg. There's no Diamond Dallas Page. There's no Sting. There is Sting in AEW, but he's fucking 60 years old. And Darby Allin is 105 pounds soaking fucking wet. So he can't compare to it. He's a cruiserweight. This is WCW 2.0 without true stars. They don't even have any fucking stars. And the one that they have, or the two that they have, they do nothing with them. MJF is wasting his good young years fucking around with AEW. He can go make fucking make 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures in WWE. Be like Baron Corbin making 9 figures in WWE. All right, how much ever figures that Baron Corbin made? He make money. He could do that instead of wasting most of his 20s in fucking AEW. They have absolutely too many motherfucking wrestlers on their roster, and they still keep signing people. I gotta take a drink of water. They still keep signing people. Why? Why are they still signing motherfuckers to contracts? And y'all realize, it's kind of funny. Bray Wyatt became a free agent and he didn't sign to AEW. Do y'all wonder why that happened? Because Bray Wyatt don't want to waste his fucking time, bro. He'd rather go make movies. He'd rather go do pornos on X videos than motherfucking work for AEW at this point. He'd rather go get freaky on Pornhub and OnlyFans, probably. Fucking people. What's her name? I can't even think of her name. What's Bray Wyatt's wife's name? It don't even fucking matter what her name is. It doesn't matter. He'd rather get paid working on Pornhub than working for fucking AEW. And that's how it's going to be, because the hype is dead. The hype of AEW is fucking dead. Soon wrestlers going to quit wrestling or leave WWE. Why they would not take the contract, I don't know. Whatever. They're going to leave WWE and they're going to have to go work at motherfucking Arby's. They're going to have to open up a Ventures clothing shop selling fucking Teletubby toys. Because the fucking hype of AEW is dead. This is the rise and fall of AEW. And it don't matter how many times Tony Khan put out, oh my God, thank you guys for coming out to the show and watching AEW Dynamite. Get ready for Rampage. It don't matter how many times Tony Khan tweets that shit. Your show fucking sucks cock. It's terrible. The show is terrible, Tony. Your wrestling is boring. Your characters are fucking boring. I could turn on an episode of AEW Dynamite and take my ass to fucking bed. I could go to bed listening to that shit, because that shit is fucking boring. It's a snooze fest, a jobber fest. And I don't know what the fuck Tony Baloney is thinking. I don't know what he thinks is going to happen. But this is the rise and fall of AEW. And this is only part 1 of it. Because this is the beginning of the end of AEW. And they can bring out the Canadian Tuxedo demo. They can bring out the Eddie Guerrero Lowrider demos. They can bring out the Powerade Gang Chief Keef demo. They can bring out any kind of fucking demo name they want to bring out. And it's not going to be enough, Tony Baloney. It's not enough, Tony. The AEW pack has been smoked. You have signed too many wrestlers who aren't stars. CM Punk is not CM Punk 7 years ago. He's a shell of himself. So putting him on AEW television every single week is not going to do a motherfucking thing. Tony Baloney, the con man Khan. Why is your daddy still allowing you to be in charge of this company? Maybe he just got so much bread where he like, you know what, go fuck off a bag for a little bit. Something. Just to get our name around some more. Because this is the rise and fall of AEW. They've been around since January 1st of 2019. Like some say before that because of those events that they had. All outs and shit like that. But in all honesty, this is the rise and fall of AEW. And their ratings keep getting lower and lower and lower. And it don't matter what Brian Alvarez or Dave Meltzer tweet out about Canadian tuxedo demos or the Canadian crippler crossface demos or all these nicknames for these demos. It don't matter. You can have motherfuckers in Sri Lanka watch AEW and that's still not going to move the motherfucking needle, Tony. It ain't going to work. You have no stars. You are WCW 2.0 without true fucking stars. You have maybe 2 stars. If that. It isn't going to move the needle, Tony Khan. You got to figure something else out. Because if not, this is really the rise and fall of AEW. Because their program is shit. Their wrestling is shit. They have no true stars. Their women's division is boring. And the women do not look sexy. It's a couple in there. Maybe a couple. All they got is the elite. What happens when, you know, the Young Bucks is 40 years old and still trying to wear rompers and shit and fucking nose rings and shit? What happens? This is the rise and fall of AEW. AEW is fucking dead. All right, piss. Rest in piss. We smoked that AEW pack. AEW is officially fucking dead. And you heard it from Masked Up Marks. AEW's fucking dead. The hype is over. The hype beasts and the backpackers of AEW have officially given it up. They smoking the pack too. The CM Punk pack is up in the air and that shit is gas as fuck. The Tony Khan pack is up in the air and that shit is thracky as motherfuckers. Like thracky as a motherfucker. I can't even talk. The AEW pack is up in the air. And we smoking that shit like donkey. That shit is done. AEW is fucking done. This is the rise and fall of AEW. And to be honest with you, I do not feel sorry for them. Because they ran their mouths too fucking much. And they thought because they beat a development brand, which is NXT, that they could compete against SmackDown. You got your ass smacked. You got fucked up, Tony Khan. And it don't matter, like I said before, how many times you thank the fans on Twitter and how many times you say, oh my God, CM Punk is going to be on TV again for the 199th motherfucking time. It does not matter, Tony. AEW is a fail, bro. This is the rise and fall of AEW. And I don't feel bad for you because, as always, we smoking that AEW pack. This has been Masked Up Marks. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the motherfucking notification bell. If you don't like the video, this is not for AEW sexuals. Y'all already know that shit. I'm out this bitch.